Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news Cartridge for Tuesday, May 23rd, 2017. Wow, a ton of people subbed because of Friday's video. I just want to say welcome to anyone who is new, and I hope you enjoy my future content. Just know that I like to cover as many games as possible, and I'm always trying to fight for better games for all gamers. And I might be wrong about some things, like last episode when I thought this image was created by Wargaming. It wasn't. It was a fan-made joke. Whoops. If you want to hear more about developments in the World of Tanks and SirFoch story, it's coming up later, or you can click the timestamp in the description down below. But before you do that, go pick up a free game on Steam, Starpoint Gemini 2, but you only have until 10 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, May 24th to claim it. In release announcements, Dragon's Dogma 2 is getting re-released for both PS4 and Xbox One sometime this fall. Final Fantasy 15 is getting an update tomorrow, introducing a new type of dish to eat, the stinky tofu with melon flavor, which Ignis will make. I'll just stick with teriyaki chocobo, thank you very much. Horizon Zero Dawn has been updated to version 1.21 today, fixing a bunch of bugs and makes more improvements to the photo mode. The Division has been updated to version 1.6.1, which removes aim assist while firing from the hip, and you can now save and switch between your own custom loadouts. For patch notes for any of these games, please see the links in the description down below. Later this week, on the 25th, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is getting updated, which adds a new motorbike and a silenced sniper rifle. Saban has announced a new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. Just kidding! That's actually Genji's new skin from Overwatch. That's part of the anniversary event that started today, marking Overwatch's first birthday. Go play one of the 3 new arena maps and open your free loot box just by logging in for your chance at new cosmetics. Speaking of little green men, Kerbal Space Program, my favorite game, is in the news today. It's come to light that some members of Squad, Kerbal's developer, have been hired by Valve. Not all of them, mind you, just a few who worked on the rocket simulation aspects of KSP. This could mean that Valve is working on some type of new game with realistic physics, or possibly they could be using the modular nature of Kerbal to their own design. Let me know what you think Valve is working on in the comment section down below. And the opposite of that is IO Interactive, because they've had to lay off a number of employees, but we don't know exactly how many just yet. Square Enix has decided to put the developer up for sale, and if there aren't any takers, the future of IO Interactive could be grim. Stay tuned to News Cartridge for more updates. This one's kind of a tough subject. It's suspected that Niantic may be hiding rare Pokemon spawns in Pokemon Go from trainers who are suspected to have used third-party applications. This does not necessarily mean trainers who have cheated either, because this includes things like trackers and mappers. Personally, I do not consider things like that cheating, because you still have to go to that location and catch the Pokemon. Niantic doesn't share my opinion. Next up, I've got 2 quick ones. The first one being some DLC that is coming to Battlefield 1 that features the first Russian Women's Battalion of Death, an all-female division that fought in World War I. This is historically accurate, as there were just over 5,000 female troops that served for Russia. No release window or pricing information was noted. And then to my shock and surprise, Red Dead Redemption 2 has been delayed and will no longer be releasing later this year. It should be noted that Rockstar's last game, Grand Theft Auto 5, faced multiple delays, and there is still no talk about whether or not it is coming to PC at all. Finally for today, there have been some developments in the SirFoch Wargaming story that started Friday, and first we are going to start with an apology for accusing Foch of hate speech and homophobic slurs. It was on Friday that Wargaming had apologized for threatening a DMCA, but not for the accusations. But again, today, that has been cleared up. Wargaming says they will handle negative criticism differently in the future, stating a DMCA claim was not the right course of action from the very beginning. Here's something really interesting. Even if Foch had used World of Tanks footage in his video, he would have been exempt from a DMCA claim because of this statement right here. A YouTuber named Mighty Jingles had released a video yesterday pointing out that Wargaming had released a license to everyone who wished to make monetized YouTube videos. Not only did they threaten him with the wrong course of legal action, what they did threaten him with was null and void. Oh, and by the way, I got a few comments that I mispronounced libel as liable, and heaven forbid me that I'm not a lawyer. I didn't know there was a difference between the two, and you knew what the fuck I was talking about anyway. Moving on, I'd like to bring something up that Total Biscuit said this morning in regards to accepting apologies, that if we do not practice the acceptance of said apology, it discourages people from making them in the future, and I do completely agree with this. However, and this is completely aside from Wargaming admitted they were wrong, the real issue here still has not been dealt with. There seems to be a growing problem with World of Tanks being perceived as a pay-to-win game because of the premium tank that Foch had discussed originally. With multiple community contributors leaving, it's hard to say if World of Tanks and World of Warships will ever be the same. World of Warplanes was always bad, so we can't expect any improvements there. I'm going to keep my 30-day boycott going because while I do agree that the DMCA threatening ordeal is completely over, and it does seem that Wargaming has learned to not do this in the future. Until something Foch actually talked about is addressed, I will encourage everyone to not spend money on the game for another 26 days. Do you agree with me and think the boycott should still go on, or do you think that Wargaming has learned their lesson and are taking steps to improve fairness in all of their games? Let me know in the comment section down below. All is fair in love and war, and tomorrow's game releases: for PC, Black Desert Online, Unit 4, Empyrean Frontier, Ricky Raccoon, Balthazar's Dream, and Medusa's Labyrinth VR. For Xbox One, Unit 4, and Embers of Miram. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And I just read through 6 pages of the dictionary. I learned next to nothing. Okay, so a couple of things. If you hear a slight buffeting, actually I think it's buffeting, I think that's the term for it. I've got a fan going on here, because it's almost June now, and it's getting pretty hot. That global warming shit's taking over. Oh, man. So, for the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to have a fan. If it's too loud, I'll do something about it. I'll see if we can't take care of it. But having that slight breeze on me, I'm pretty sure it's going to get me an extra 10 minutes out of the camera, and not make it so unbearable for me, because I'm already having to like wipe, I'm already get drenched with sweat up here. It's really not fun. But having the fan really makes it a lot nicer. So we're just gonna have to deal with it until then. Speaking of camera getting too hot, I got through the whole show, and then I had to wait to do the end card. So I don't have as much energy to do the end card. Let's see. The SirFoch thing, I think, I don't know. I mean, I pretty much gave a lot of my opinion already on this subject. I don't know what else more there is to it. I really do think that the whole pay-to-win aspects need to be addressed. They seem to be very apparent now. There are a lot of people who comment. There are other people. I'm just say a lot of people. There were some people who commented that they saw the aspects of pay-to-win coming for a couple of months now, a couple of years even. That this is not a new thing. That this has just gotten to the point where somebody big in the community spoke up about it. And that may very well be true. That sometimes it does take somebody who has a little bit more renown to do this sort of thing and to actually get the ball rolling. That being said, I'm happy the ball is rolling, and we'll hope that this makes for better games. SirFoch did give some comments, some recommendations about what Wargaming should do in order to make the game better, and that is to make the ammo fair and make it all the same price. And I kind of think that makes sense. That I do agree with that. But in the same aspect, Wargaming would lose money. Wargaming would lose money with their potential money from having things be less powered from spend. If you could buy the thing and get better, or you could just play the game and get the same, I would just play. You know what I mean? If you could spend money on the same thing you could earn, then most people would just play for that thing. They need to find some other way of balancing out the game other than just introducing more premium tanks that use premium currency. I don't know. Everybody goes check out Jim Sterling's video on the matter. He did a wonderful job too, realizing that this was that once they fired him for the lack of a better word. They removed him from being a community contributor. They had no jurisdiction over him. He's just another YouTuber then. Like, without the community contributor status, he doesn't represent Wargaming at all. He wasn't ever a paid employee from Wargaming. He was just a volunteer. So there in and of itself is limiting the amount that he could represent them, or that Foch could represent Wargaming. So yeah, they should have kept him on, and they would have had a better argument, a better case to keep people on their side. Like, look, no, he's on our, he works for us. He can't be saying this shit. It's like, okay, all right, fine, but now he doesn't work for you anymore. And quite frankly, not a lot of there's 2 or 3 other community contributors who have left too. And then there's that mighty, oh geez, I am blanking on his name. Mighty something. Mighty Jingles. What Mighty Jingles had also brought up. Oh, right now I forgot the other point. Oh well, I'm tired and I wanna get to editing this video. This is a terrible end card. Nobody watched this end card. Oh geez, I see. I can't remember the point that I was talking about. Oh well, I'll leave it in the comment section down below if I do. Yay, end cards. Social media links are over here. Click over here to subscribe to my forgetful channel. Hopefully I won't forget anything else. Click over here to watch yesterday's episode where we talk about the beginning of the whole SirFoch incident and the whole beginnings of this. Yay! I'm gonna go edit and put together a computer. Bye, everybody. Sorry.